I'm Sandra Masin, and it's my honor to represent House District 51A, which is most of Eagan, west of 35E, and then all of northern Burnsville. During this past session, I served on the Transportation Committee, Health and Human Service Committee, as well as the Aging and Long-Term Care. I have lived in this community for a long time, and I raised my 3 children here. My initial step into community action was coming over to the City Hall to see about a nice safe place for my kids and the neighborhood kids to play. Eventually I got put on the Park Commission, and while I was there we did eventually have a referendum that put in a lot of the equipment into our parks, and we also started the 10-year plan, which has served this community very well. To have to be transportation and education. Transportation impacts absolutely every facet of our lives, whether it's getting to school, to work, to the hospital, whatever. And to me, the fact that we were not able to pass a comprehensive transportation bill this year is just incredibly disappointing. And that, to me, has to be done next year. I mean, MnDOT is about 20 years behind at least in projects. We need to be able to do stable funding. Education, and that's why we have businesses that are so successful in Minnesota, and why businesses come to Minnesota is because we have a good education system. It's important that not only we maintain it, but we also expand it. I think we need to do more for preschool, as well as the huge thing that needs to be solved very shortly is the incredible problem with student debt. It's at a crisis stage, both for people going to college and those who are dealing with the payment of those loans now. We need stable funding for transportation. One of the problems that they were trying to, that in the House, the Republican leadership were trying to do everything with the surplus. To build a road takes a long time, and you need to make sure that there is money there constantly from the beginning to the end. And so we need to find different ways of paying for the roads, and it's not doing a lot of just picking ways of going. And actually the transportation bill that we passed last year, which was kind of a mini bill, when we were going through, there was like about 40 different times where they were switching money from accounts. Example, they took money out of the ports account. And this keeps going on. So when you're doing different things but using the same money, folks, that is not possible. Minnesota, we know, is leading the country in so many different areas, including business. We are doing a lot here. And for people to say anything to the contrary, I just don't understand. There is always room for improvement, no doubt. Things are changing all the time, and we do need to keep on looking ahead to what our businesses need. And certainly I think one of the things that businesses need in Minnesota is more workers at this point. So I think as a state we need to look forward to trying to retrain people so that the jobs that are available, we can have people fill them. And these are good paying jobs. So those are things that we should be doing. But to say Minnesota, everybody's leaving, is just total nonsense. As a former city council member, I can tell you we certainly don't like to see one city compete against another, whether it's the clean air or whether it's the minimum wage. I can tell you, though, that I think because there's a huge income gap in this country that needs to be addressed, and I do understand why the cities are trying to get livable wages for their people, because so much of the money is going to help the people that are just not able to make it. But I guess I would have a really hard time signing on to the bill, because I just think there are very few cities that would probably go ahead with that. And if they do, this will probably be at their own peril, I think. Really controversial issue. Minnesota's always had that prohibition, and I believe in the near future it will change just because we are trying to do things to help our new brewery industry. But the reason I voted no this time is I happen to be sitting next to Representative Dave Pinto, and he's read a report put out by the Health and Human Services. And for every $1 of income coming in from alcohol, the estate spends $17. For those of you who have friends or families that have been impacted by alcoholism, it does incredible damage to our communities, to our families, and it's been really tough for me to deal with that issue, to do anything to support more alcoholism. This is a critical issue, and to me, it's a community issue. I think at this point, we're probably placing way too much responsibility on the teachers themselves. And they are taught, they go to college to be teachers. They don't go to college to address a number of other issues. About a year or so, I think it's in 13, 14, where we actually are trying to get mental health help into the schools. I think that's something that needs to be done. And I was really very pleased last year when we did the education bill that we had funding for supplemental staff in the schools. And my thought today, there are so many kids with behavior issues, with health issues, that those are not the responsibilities of the teachers. We need additional staff to be dealing with these issues. That's part of it. I think all of our businesses are helping partnership with the schools. That's another thing that needs to, we could maybe do more with that, but it is happening, and I'm really pleased to see that. I'm really excited about the opportunity to continue serving the people of Eagan and Burnsville. There's still so much to be done, and actually from this year, from this session alone, we still need to worry about the bonding bill and a comprehensive transportation bill. But there's a lot of issues that we haven't talked about, homelessness for one. So I ask for your support, and I have a voting record, and I know that if you check my voting record, I am willing to vote to get things done. I'm not one of those people that just sits there and just does nothing the way we did this year. So this year to me was a disaster because we didn't get major bills passed. I believe it, and I know the people in my district expect us to get our work done, get it done on time, and I have a record to prove that. And now we ask for your support. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandra.